It is now 6:15, April 1st, 2024. Call meeting to order. Now I have the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now I'll have a moment of silence. Mr. Evan, we don't have, calling the roll call here. Did you want me just to insert it? Okay. I'm going to have the calling of the roll. Zipporah Clark Baldwin, present. Cheryl Ray,
Present.
Bernadette Osmond, Hazelman, Noel Purcell.
Present.
Present. We could please have, to look over the minutes from March 4th, approval of the minutes. If there are no corrections, we just get a motion, a second, and have them adopted.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'm sorry. I have one minor correction, just for the chairperson and the vice chair, Zipporah Clark Baldwin and Cheryl Ray. Anyone else have any other corrections or concerns? There aren't any. May I please have a motion for the minutes to be accepted, Ms. No?
I'll make a motion.
Second? Someone to second. All approve?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? For all business, we're going to be discussing Arbor Day and the activities and the prizes. We're going to hear from Randy. We want to hear from Ms. McCamus.
Yeah, Brandon can come up. I was just gonna say, this is just, I'm sure you guys have seen it in, I don't know how many emails at this point, but yeah, this is basically everything that's finalized as it is now. So I just want to get it in front of you guys one more time, just so everybody's on the same page, since this is the last time we're meeting before Arbor Day. Everything else that kind of needed to be settled was, I guess we need to have a acknowledgement that the poem contest is a little different this year because of the start. We're getting started a little later. And so it seems like the May, what date was that possibly? The May 6th, yes, ma'am. The May 6th meeting would be when you guys vote on the winners. So there would be no current year winners at the Arbor Day event, the 26th of this month, but you would have winners when you meet again in May. So just wanted to get that out there, just so we're all on the same page.
Okay, so we will have a meeting in May then, because here it says no meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was the other thing. I wanted to run it by you guys.
Yeah, we'll have a meeting.
Our calendar says no meeting, but we've had some changes, and so that kind of got added, if that's what you guys want to do, which is fine.
Mhm.
No way to do the vote electronically prior to Arbor Day.
An electronic vote would probably go against those NC open meeting laws, so we'd have to be careful.
Or if we all just pick ours and send it back to you. And so it's not collaboration, it's just a pick.
Well, we've advertised that the last
Okay.
day to submit poems is April 30th.
Never mind.
Okay.
I did see that on
Okay.
Facebook.
So everything except the dates remains the same. Participants must live in Alamance County. And then we also have on there the information they must submit with their poem, their name, grade, parents' name, phone number, email, submitted. One submission's allowed per person, and then we'll decide a winner for elementary, middle, and high at the May 6th meeting. And to drop off poems, they can drop off at the rec center or city hall during operational hours, and they can also email their entries. Last year, all of the poems were submitted by email. And then I also listed how I have sorted out the prizes for the poem contest as well as the rock hunt. And they're already in bags and ready to go.
Thank you, Brandy,
Thank you, Brandy.
for doing what you do. We appreciate it.
Hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah, and so that's basically what that page was about. If you guys have any more questions, of course, you can ask me or Brandy, but then I think the remaining thing that needs to be settled would be the agenda itself for Arbor Day, for the event on the 26th. And so I've supplied last year's tree planting ceremony agenda that Brandy had. And then Chair Clark Baldwin had some things that she had in mind. So I guess trying to figure out what you guys actually want to include in the program would be what we got to do for sure tonight.
So in the past, it was kept fairly simple. The only audio equipment that we have out is the Roland speaker and a mic. We don't have power where we're setting up at because it's based on where the tree's going to be planted. So there's no power in that area. So just as a reminder, we're only going to have the Roland speaker for amplification and one mic.
So we wouldn't have any hookup for like someone for a sound system?
No.
No election. So that may cancel out the community choir because I know they do have to have electricity. Maybe we could do wireless, make a playlist and just do some wireless songs on the wireless speaker. Do we have anything like that at the rec?
So we have a subscription for Spotify. So if the song itself can be found on Spotify, we can play through that. Because last year we played, in the past we played the John Denver song. Bonnie's also played it for us before. She played it for us here at City Hall last year. And the national anthem we played through Spotify.
So my suggestion to the commission, the song that I had sent over, but I didn't send it out again because they were saying be careful about group text and group email. So, but the song was The Three Trees. Has anybody heard that song? Three trees, one built the ark, one built a major scene, one built. And I guess I could maybe find that on YouTube or.
What would need to be, what, the story?
It's an actual song. The director of the choir had sent it over. I do have it. You guys want to hear it? Thought I sent it to you guys, but I didn't send it in a group. I think I sent to Cheryl.
It would need to be on Spotify though.
Yeah.
I could possibly do it through YouTube.
Okay. And then I guess with, like you said, with the national anthem, we just do that with Spotify. And there was another song that I had wanted to insert, and it was just after the mayor tally, the North Carolina Forest Service. And I thought maybe in between, before someone did about Arbor Day, you could insert a song there, but if you want to keep it simple, just keep it the same. I'm fine with that also.
Why do you think they would do it without, electricity? Like how many will potentially be participating.
They normally have between 15 and 20. He said there may be between 10 and 15 that would show that morning.
I mean, that's a big group to hear. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's not going to be hundreds and hundreds of people there. So I think, I mean, if that really is one of their requirements, then we wouldn't be able to satisfy that requirement. But if they believe that they just need like the background music, we could clearly use the mic for against like an iPhone or another
Mhm.
device and then have them sing with their voices.
Yeah, that's a suggestion and I can definitely call them, reach out to him. The only thing I know that has happened with that group is that, his grandson, was killed in a motorcycle accident. So I don't know how that's affected Dr. Ken, but I do have the song if you guys want to hear a little bit of it. I can play it.
I heard the Savior say, thy strength indeed is strong. Child of weakness, watch and pray. Find in me thine all in all.
That's not it.
No,
That's not it.
That's not it. I'm sorry.
I was like, that is not, that is, no, I've heard that song.
I was
That's-
getting
I
ready to
don't
sing.
recall
Here it
trees
is.
in
I'm
there,
so
yeah.
sorry. Here it is. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to, here it is. Okay, so this is it.
you step inside this great glass elevator. It'll take us up above the city lights to where the planet curves away to the equator. I want to show you something fine. You can see the roads that we all traveled just to get here. A million minuscule decisions in a line. Why they brought us to this moment isn't clear, but that's all right. We've got all night. Or could it be that the many roads you took to get here were just for me to tell this story? Many fears were meant to bring you here all along. So if you trust me with your time, I'll spend it wisely. And I will sing to you with all I have to give. 'Cause if you traveled all this way, then I will do my best to play my biggest hits that don't exist. And if you'll lend me your ear, I'll sing them clean. And I will never ever sing them out of tune. And I will not forget the words of any chorus, bridge, or verse. I promise you. 'Cause it could be that the many roads you took to get here, just for me to tell this story, and for you to hear this song in your many lips, and your many fears are meant to bring. Got Benjamin to play that old piano. If we're lucky, it's a little out of tune. We got Andy on the guitar, 'cause I promised him some Texas barbecue.
Is there a way to
Oh.
stay relevant with the tree
It says
topic?
planting trees.
I almost think we need to find out if they're gonna be able to be there, otherwise just use a speaker in Spotify.
Mm.
You know, just
Mhm.
pick a song, the John Denver song you've played.
We've played it through, we did play the John Denver song through YouTube, and then Bonnie performed it live
On the guitar
last year.
Mm-hmm, Bonnie played.
Um, okay, so let's make a decision on having the choir or just using YouTube.
Well, what we can do. I mean, lay the maples in the ground.
Have them home. As autumn
Fast forward.
falls to winter sleep, we pray that somehow in the spring, roots grow deep.
So, do they know these songs, or this is something they
No,
have to learn?
no, they know it.
Okay.
They know. And so it talks about, some of the same things we emphasized on last year about, planting the trees, and then many years after we've gone, the trees are still there with habitat. And it has a lot of good lyrics in it. I mean, you can stroll through the lyrics as well, just to see. But I think it's appropriate. But I will check with Dr. Ken just to see if they definitely have to have electricity to perform. I know we had to run a commercial type cord for them at the church.
So we kind of gotta make a decision now, though.
Well, let me
You know,
see if I
like
can.
for
find it.
this, on whether he's gonna do this, or we need to pick a song and kind of move forward.
Well, we could definitely, can we play the same song on Spotify?
If that's the song that the board selects.
Yeah, you guys look at the lyrics and just see if you think it's appropriate for our occasion. Well, that's definitely something you could do too. You could kind of skip.
This isn't all we just heard. I didn't hear these same lyrics. This is a different one.
That's planting trees. The other one was about something about Tree USA, but I think the planting the trees is better. She was saying, can we stick more to trees? I said, yeah, he did have another one on there too. But I hadn't bothered him just because, communication kind of stopped when his grandson got killed. So, just look at those.
So we need to focus.
But I can
on
call him.
On Denver, Arbor Day.
On Denver. Bonnie sung it for us. So she's familiar with it.
Have the microphone and that we.
And I would think, music before and after, like as people are arriving and as you guys kind of close the event out, I mean, that could be anything you guys want to play
Yeah, that
on.
might be
on
nice to
spot.
play
They may,
in the
yeah.
background while people
Mhm.
are, you know.
Gathering.
Mhm.
Yeah, that might be a very good song.
And then I
to
can
play.
also ask them if they can sing the John Denver song.
All right,
but
we
I'll
kinda
step
gotta
out.
know.
Huh?
Like, when do we gotta know by?
But we
Like,
need to
like
know
that
fairly
all day
I have to
quickly.
take a
Is
recess.
what it is.
Can we take a recess and let me see if I can call him? Okay. Well, yeah, let's recess,
Need a motion for that?
yeah. I like
She
to.
can make the motion then?
I'd like to make a motion that we have a recess and see if we can reach out to artists to perform at the Arbor Day program. Have a second.
Second that motion.
And then.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, give me 1 second. Let me just see.
There you go. I kind of kind of sums things up.
All is back in,
Mhm.
open the meeting back.
It is now 7:37. I'm now calling, 7:30. Oh, I'm sorry, 6:37. I'm calling the meeting back to order to get the results of the phone call. I have a motion to call the meeting back to order. I make. Motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so I did reach out to Dr. Ken. His voicemail came on. I did leave a voicemail to call me back that we were in session and that it was important and urgent that we speak to him as soon as possible. And I'm going to also text him the same information. So at this point,
That is something we can agree on if that's something you want to do, and then you can follow up to put on the formalize on the agenda. And then our backup plan.
John Denver, so. Or Arbor.
Keep on going through the agenda as well
Okay.
and come back to it.
Okay.
Cheryl, can you continue with that while I reach out, continue to reach out
Yes.
to Dr. Ken? Thank you.
Well, we can't go any more business while you're not here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, so is there anything else you guys, other than the songs, anything else that you guys want to add? I think everything else on last year's agenda is pretty straightforward and basic, so I don't think there's anything we could take off necessarily.
What about the family, that we're honoring, that's being honored by the tree?
I did never hear the name of the person
That
or
was Covington.
that they were going to be planting
No,
a tree
he
in
didn't
honor
tell
of.
us.
It was,
Yes, yes, yeah.
yeah,
you're
and that's his
right.
daughter. Her name is, I think it's Angie. I'm sorry if I'm not stating that right. She will be there though, and the family will
Okay.
be there.
And they need to go, like, that needs to be somehow commemorative in the agenda.
Right. And it may be something, yeah, in the welcome remarks that Mayor Talley,
Okay,
Because this ceremony last year was updated for the rain plan when we didn't have anybody to celebrate here, so there wasn't an actual item for it.
Mhm.
So you probably need to have.
I definitely think it needs to be reflected on the agenda, just because it's,
What is that?
reflected on the commemorative piece of the tree planting, like who it's commemorating.
Yeah,
And I believe the family should, if they have a special point, they should be able to have something, as part of that commemoration, a spot on the agenda. That's
Yeah,
mine.
Put a bullet point of tree planting.
In honor of,
Mhm.
in honor of, would you recommend, board, that we put that before or after the first song?
I'd say do it right after the first song.
Right after the first song, because so after the performed by the voices, we could do.
Did she say she wanted to speak? Do you know? We spoke with her. Did she have something she wanted to say?
She didn't indicate that, but I can let her know that they have a section on the agenda where we'll at least, yeah, somebody will speak on and talk about maybe who Mr. Fogelman was and if she would like to.
Contributions
Right,
to
if she
green
would
for
also
the-
like to speak.
That
Hmm.
Mm-hmm, yes.
But she didn't ask about speaking or anything like that. I think she's more so just happy to be a part and see the tree planted in a park that's near where he lived, so. But if I hear differently, we'll have time for that to speak if she wants to.
Okay, thank you. So we have a couple places that we just need people to volunteer for. The City of Graham, Appearance Tree Commission, myself, and so I would just do the Arbor Day history from the City of Graham. Girl, I got your name by that, but I don't know.
Put me wherever you need me.
Okay, and so I would do that, and then the importance of stewardship and contribution of trees. And the poem of the last year's winner.
Did we reach
So-
out to that person?
She has heard back from one. She reached out to all three, but she's
Okay.
gotten, she's
Um,
heard back from one.
And she'll be there. So should she read the poem?
Yes.
The little one, right?
one,
So
yeah.
she'll be the one to read the poem.
Yes,
Okay.
she'll read her own
Okay.
poem. And so that would be in replacement of the poem that we normally have by one of the board members, just to keep it kind of, close to time frame. Then we would maybe pipe in some more music by Spotify if we don't get the confirmation from Dr. Ken.
Well, now, I'm gonna say, if we don't have live performers, I don't know that we would need another song there.
I don't think we would,
I don't-
Oliver. I think
yeah.
we need one in the opening and then again, the national anthem.
Well, okay, so the other song, I thought we said we were just gonna do it while people were forming, gathering.
If the choir is coming, they can sing at two spots, but if they are not, then we don't need that second spot.
So we have
Because
music
we'll
playing.
have the poems. Okay, and then we're not gonna do the recap of the winners because we're not gonna have that till after. And then it'll be the national anthem. You wanna do one more song?
Because what's gonna happen, because we don't have,
And
we're
where's
not-
the national anthem? Let me
it's
make
at the
sure.
very end, so.
It's down here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's right
Yeah.
here.
So in between here, we just had a song playing while people were
Mhm.
gathering, right?
Right, and then we
So-
have this song, and then you do yours, then Cheryl does hers,
Mhm.
then the poem, we'll have to have somebody, is the Forest Service not coming?
Yes.
They are.
They are.
Okay.
Mhm.
Since
So
we
the
were able-
Forest Service can go in the importance of wise stewardship and contribution, I would think, because they could talk about the trees, right?
Well,
Or is
They
there, are they
normally
doing?
come up after the proclamation.
Mhm.
Well,
they have a
okay.
statement they
Okay,
read after
okay, yeah.
Jennifer reads the
Yeah.
proclamation,
yeah.
so that kind of goes hand in hand
Yeah.
in
Okay.
that section.
Yes.
So then there's this poem that the last year's winner reads.
Yeah. at
And
least-
then,
Mhm.
and then see, then we have another song, and that's what I was saying, maybe we don't need that song right there, because then we can't do the Arbor Month, well, we can do the recap, but we don't have we won't really have the youth winners for the poetry contest or anything.
Mm-mm.
And we won't have any other winners, because doesn't the rock thing go through the 30th?
It goes through the 30th.
Yeah.
They were hid today and there's already been 2 found.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
And because we were gonna be eliminating those 2 spots on the program, that's why I thought it would be a good insert to make another song. I mean, and then we retired the flag. And then, the national anthem.
Mhm.
So you're
But we
gonna,
wouldn't really have anything in these spots since the winners are not gonna be announced in May.
right,
So we won't have anything here and we won't have anything there before we retire the flag.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Just, this is looking back at 2022, because we had a tree in memory of someone for that ceremony as well. So everything was pretty much the same. We present the flag and the welcome remarks by our mayor. We have a proclamation with our mayor and the Forest Service. Then we talk about Arbor Day right after that. But there can be that song in between that. but we talk about the Arbor Day history, the stewardship, contribution of trees. And we had a poem that the board read, but that could be where, our child poet comes to
Right.
read
Yeah.
right after that.
That was gonna be the
Dr.
fill-in,
Ian.
right?
And then it led into the actual tree planting, in memory of this person. Someone reads about the type of the tree. Tim is still looking for the tree that we've chosen. So it will depend on if he's actually able to, get that tree. And then while they were actually planting the tree is when we played the music. So it wasn't just
Mhm.
them digging,
Mm-hmm.
they were digging and then the music was playing as they were doing it.
Sure.
That sounds
Perfect.
great.
That sounds
If you want to go that direction, whether, and y'all just need to let me know, like
Mhm.
that first song that's gonna be right after the proclamation before we start talking about Arbor Day, and then what will that song be? Over when they're planning, and then right after that, we retire the flag.
I think he's already said he's gonna have the tree planted,
Yeah, prior
Yeah.
to, because that's
Yeah.
how it was the first one I attended. They already had the tree planted when we got there. And we did just a short say, but I think he said that they were thinking about doing the same thing because of manpower. I don't know if it's changed.
Yeah, I'll talk
Because-
to him and just see. I know last year we had to plan it then, before the actual ceremony because,
Because it rained.
It called for rain, but it didn't really rain. But anyway, we had.
yeah,
it
but
in
we've
here.
had them where they've actually put it in the ground at the time of the ceremony, which would be ideal.
Yeah.
Would be if they could have the hole ready.
Mhm.
That's the impression I got as well.
Okay.
The manpower discussion was when the board decided to move it to
When it was
A
later.
later
it
day.
was 10 o'clock in the morning. He said that
Gotcha.
it would be better for manpower. So I expect that he'll have some people out there ready to dig.
Okay.
Sounds good.
One question for you, Brandy, on the 2022 agenda, where was there a bullet point for family? We're talking about who the tree was honoring.
No, they did not actually speak at that one, but it would be easy to insert.
Yeah, that's the one question I had was
Mhm.
where we're gonna insert that.
She can take my slide.
And if they want to
and do
speak,
the,
they don't want to speak, then that's.
Yeah,
Right.
but we can
Putting it
still,
in there.
somebody can, yeah.
Getting them on the program.
So
That sounds very good, very simple, very,
do we need a
Yeah.
motion
But
to?
just let me,
do it.
like, if that's the direction you want to go, let me know. And then
Say it one more time, please, Brandy, so I get a clear understanding.
the whole agenda?
Mm.
Okay. So it still falls in line with yours.
Mm-hmm.
So we present the flag, welcome remarks by the mayor. Then we will have the proclamation by the mayor and the Forest Service. Then we will talk about Arbor Day and Graham. So
Okay.
we'll need to know, who's gonna talk about the Arbor Day
So
history.
I'll do the Arbor Day and Graham, Cheryl Ray, the Arbor Day history, Bernadette to do the importance of wide stewardship and contribution of trees. Then the poem from
so
last
wait a
year's.
second. So go through your list. What was on your next thing? So this is the 2022 program.
Hmm.
She's just trying to verify line by line.
But it's still the same. as-
Okay,
the same.
So,
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so I need to know who's gonna do, it's about Arbor Day and Graham.
That's what I was.
History, and with that, is you talk about Arbor Day and Graham history.
Okay, so
They
we're
are
gonna
all
break it
important.
up. So we're gonna do the Arbor Day and Graham, myself. The Arbor Day history is gonna be done by Cheryl Ray. And then the importance of wide stewardship and contribution of trees, Bernadette.
Okay,
okay.
Okay, and then the poem, we won't have to have any commission read that because we have last year's winners do that.
Mhm.
And then if you guys want, we can have a song there, or if not, we can take it out.
Yeah, we can do the song if that's, okay, so
The planting of-
my suggestion at that point is to do, after you do the poem, do the, who the flag's in honor of, I mean, the flag, who the tree's in honor of, and if the family wants to speak. Then while, like Brandy said, while they're planting the tree, do a song or two.
I
And
think
then-
that we're going to look backwards, go back up to where the Tree City, the proclamation, and then the North Carolina Forest, and then a song, and then we were gonna do the ceremony of planting of the tree in recognition of the family. All right?
or do you, we had talked about doing if you wanted to do it this way. This is not how 2022 was done, but the proclamation by the mayor and Forest Service. And before you talk about Arbor Day and Graham and the history and stewardship and have a
Second.
song, have a song in between there.
Have a
And that way
song in
there's enough
between.
space between that and when we plant the tree and the
That's how
song.
mine is. I don't know what you guys got. That's what I have. I have after proclamation, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have the proclamation, and then
You
I
can if
have
you
the
want.
music, and then I have the ceremony of planting of the tree, and then the
That's why I
recognition of the family.
Oh, that's 2023.
The only thing that's different
That sounds good to me.
That's what I have, yeah. I have, after the proclamation, we have a song, and then the ceremony of planting of the tree and family recognition, give them an opportunity to speak if they choose. I don't know if the Fogamus have a spokesperson, but if they do, I know his daughter was the representative that Evan had mentioned. I looked back on my email. He said that she would be present and she would be the go-to person for the family. So that's what I don't know, somewhere it's getting lost, but after the proclamation, North Carolina Forest, did you want to do the ceremony, then a song? Is that where we're crossed up, or, because I had a song and then the ceremony, or recognition of the family and planting of the tree?
Well, I guess I was going from the Forest Service, just, and from what Brandy had said, just kind of flipping straight down to the Arbor Day and Graham and that presentation part of it. And then at the, towards the end, do who the tree is in honor of, and then do the song while they're planting the tree, and then retire the flag and do the national anthem.
Like, are we doing just one song?
I
when
think
they're
we should
planting
recognize the
tree?
family first.
Well, yes. Recognize the family. When
Yeah.
they're planting the tree, the music will be played.
Plan, yeah.
We will not
Follow,
have
follow.
a music in the beginning after after the proclamation. Just when we're planting the tree.
Plant, yeah.
Okay.
Planting a tree.
So just one song.
Is that
One
correct?
song.
Just
Okay.
one song when they're planting the tree,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
That's kind of.
I'm trying to type it up just to,
Okay,
everybody
then we can go back.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so.
I'm trying,
I think we got what she's saying.
okay.
But it's just, we just moved one thing around. We took the song out up here. We did the ceremony for the family. While they're planting the tree, a song will be playing, or they will be singing if they're able to come. And then we go back to the commission would do the history of Arbor Day and Graham, and then the history of Arbor Day overall, and then the importance of wives stewardship. And the little person would be there to read their poem. And then we could
But
do.
see, I'm
do you-
sorry, I didn't
is
mean
that
to
where you
interrupt.
don't
That's
want the
where,
song?
no, that's where we're getting crossed up though, or in my mind, I'm getting crossed up because I was thinking we were taking the first song out. And so we were doing the invocation, presenting the flag, Tree City USA proclamation by the mayor, and then the Forest Service, then going down into the City of Graham appearance tree. I mean, I think it would
Yeah,
flow
that's-
better that way.
That's the order that I gave it in.
Yeah, okay.
Is that we talk about Arbor Day and Graham, the Parents Commission, the history, because it's kind of leading into the why, like,
Right.
why are we doing this?
Okay.
And then we get to the tree planting part.
Yeah.
And that's where we recognize the family, the type of tree,
Okay, so I
and
got,
then it will be planted.
This on the screen is my basic understanding. I might have missed it while I was typing. You guys might have settled something. So if you see a correction,
Yes,
let me, okay.
that's what my thought process was on. I think it just flows, from what Brandy was saying, it just seems to flow a little better if you do all of the Arbor Day stuff and then you do the person that,
Recognition and-
trees,
yes,
recognition,
yes.
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm, so just move mine this down
So-
here.
And that kind of makes sense. What do you think?
No, it's fine. I do remember Tim saying that he wasn't planting it that day.
Well, but again, because we were going at 2:00 in the
No, he
afternoon.
does, I don't think he likes to
Oh.
have, even when we had it that morning at Regional Park, he planted it a couple days earlier. That is a piece where now, I don't know,
Okay, so we need to find out from Tim.
yeah, you can figure it out.
Yeah.
Now who, and so I love the idea about talking about the tree in which Tim is gonna be planting. Who's going to talk about that tree? Is Tim gonna be behind the microphone? No, I didn't think so. So if someone needs to be.
And
on the-
I'm not gonna be
That's
able to
okay.
attend that day, so that's
So
where
we do
my,
need someone, because I do think that's important, important
You need someone to do what now?
to talk about the type of tree selection, maybe why.
And I'll
'Cause
do
that's a
that.
Big piece of why, like planting the right trees in the right
And I'll
spot
do
and
that
why we
part. I'll,
use these and
yes, it is. I'll come back and I'll do
the
that part.
education of it.
And so once he gets me the information, what type of tree, do I do my, do I do the research, or is that an insert you would give me to read? Or email me?
I'll give you a summary.
Okay, what you want me to read? Okay, there, and I'll do that part as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good.
And one more quick question on my end. Maybe I missed it as well, but who, if there is a statement about the person of honor, who do we plan on giving that? Do you want to ask Mayor
I think Mayor
Talley?
Tally.
Mayor Taylor would be
Mayor
appropriate,
Talley, yep.
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah, being that, he was a big part of the city, I think having a city representative to
Mhm.
talk about him if it's not his family would be a
Mhm.
special piece.
And Mayor Talley knew of them.
Yes, I think that's
Yeah,
most
okay.
appropriate.
that's
Okay,
very
just
appropriate.
wanted to clarify. I
Yes,
think
thank you, sir.
Okay.
that should be,
yeah.
we'll have at least one past winner for the poem is what Brandy's saying. There maybe all three of them show up in that, but that part won't really change. It'll just be
Yeah, we'll just put them
Yeah.
together.
three people
That's
reading.
fine.
And even if they don't plant it that day, doing all that and then having the song, it still seems to, and then you can do the,
Yeah.
retire the flag and the national
Moment of
anthem.
So
remembrance.
yes, we do
Yeah,
have
it
to
is.
find
Yep,
out from
yep.
Tim, when is he going to plant it? And he just dig the hole that day and put it in and go through the motions, or is he going to plant it prior?
I'll reach out to Tim.
Okay.
Ultimately, it's a moment of remembrance and maybe planting. And that's what we can just classify it as.
Mhm.
And if it's already planted, then you just.
Yes, do the song and do the ceremony just like
Mhm.
we're doing it.
He's got
Just
it.
go near the
Yes.
tree, wherever it
Yeah.
is, and gather there and
Mhm.
just emphasize from there.
I plan to reach out to Tim tomorrow anyways to let him know
Okay.
what, if there was anything that happened tonight, so I can definitely ask him about the logistics of planting the tree. Me or Brandy one
Is
will.
there any like marker that the city provides for trees that are planted in remembrance? I don't know, I'm asking, like, because maybe if it's already planted, that marker gets kind of like,
Yeah, I know it, I don't know who provides it, but I do know, like at Cook Park, there are a couple trees that
There-
have, there's one that has them hanging off the tree and there's one that's at the bottom of the tree.
Yes,
So
and I've
Maybe
seen
the-
some.
I'm not sure if that goes,
Yeah.
what the family provides. I don't think this.
I don't think
city
the
would
city
provide.
doesn't.
We can check with Tim.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
double check with Tim as well, because if there is a plaque that you guys want the family to hang, I mean, I'm sure they'd be
that would be
more than happy to do that.
suitable there.
I just have one question real quick for the commission. Do I need to, stop the meeting or what? But Dr. Ken is reaching out. Would it be fair just to say that we have went another route as far as music?
Yes.
Or do you want to still try to reach out?
I
to
love
him
the
to see?
idea of a choir, but I don't know,
I do
like,
too.
I don't know what his
Yeah.
availability.
And so what
don't
I was
know-
gonna do, just text him to see specifically, do you have to have electricity? Because if so, we can't provide it.
Yes, and really, I think the John,
Denver.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I was gonna say John Lennon's.
You wanna do John Denver? You want to do it?
Yeah, I think at
Yeah,
this point,
It's
I
appropriate.
if
think
we
we're
use,
best
if
bet
you
there.
Let's
search
just stay with
any
that 'cause we're
Arbor Day
familiar with
site,
that.
that is the classic Arbor
Mhm.
Day song.
Mhm.
And I think there's no royalty rights or anything of that nature at this point in time.
No, because we've also put the author there, don't we? That is one thing someone mentioned last year, that if
Yeah.
you're gonna use a song, that you do need to mention the author or the songwriter.
Yeah, that'll be in the program for sure.
Yes, that's all. That's the only thing I heard, but yeah, John Denver,
Okay,
I think it's been adopted as our just,
all right. And the national anthem, obviously, to close it out. So is there anything on the screen that anybody has anything, Brandy or board members? Because I'll go off this, or Brandy.
I'll
has-
type it up and
Yeah,
send it
Brandy
to
has
you.
her own thing too, that she knows what she's doing for
Fantastic.
sure.
I think it looks good.
Okay.
We have to make a motion or anything? Do we-
Mm-hmm.
Make a motion.
I
think
call for a motion that we accept the agenda for the Arbor Day program as being presented by Evan and Brandy. If anyone have any corrections or concerns?
I make a motion that we accept it as it is.
Second the emotion.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
So be it. Okay, got it. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
guys.
Evan.
Motion. Okay, great.
Okay. Okay, and Chair Clark Baldwin, this is where you said you wanted to make some notes for next year.
Oh, yeah. So just very quickly, I did have, I had reached out to some people, without knowing that we had already, got set in stone what we were going to do, so, we had a lot of interest from the elder of the community and Peak,
Mhm.
Resources, they were ready to dive in. So they were very excited and very pleasant when I had to call back and say, I went ahead of the game and we have already kind of set in stone what we're going to do in age groups for this year. But that bring it back to the commission, and if everybody is in agreement that we would add them as one of our categories for next year.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then we could reach out to them and give them the same instructions once Brandy releases everything and Evan sends it to us. So, they were okay with that and they said they'll be ready. So, and then the community, also people within the community, I met a elder, Caucasian lady, at the Centennial Park. And she was saying that she had saw about the poem writing online. And she was also interested in entering. I said, not this year, but next year. It's coming, I hope. I said, but we have to get past this meeting. And so she acted as though she understood that, so.
Well, and I think part of the reason we do the younger people for the poems is to get them involved,
Yes, ma'am.
So,
And I have spoken with several teachers at various different schools, and they are excited. And so I hope we get a lot of entries this year. Sounds as though that they were really going to start kind of spreading the word, sending emails out to one another. And some teachers knew other teachers in other schools or whatever. So the middle school and the elementary school, I did get through to people. The high school, I have not yet had any personal contacts. If anybody knows anybody in the high school, they may say, hey, look at our website, everything's posted. I don't have any contacts for them, but middle and elementary were well informed and they did go back and look at what you posted. And so she texted me back saying, yeah, we see it, we got it, everything's good. So they were going through their English department.
I did have a Graham Middle teacher reach out, asking for information about the poem contest, and I sent it to her.
good damn.
Yeah, she said they were going to be contacted. So I sent them to you
Mhm.
so they could get the same information and everything would be fine with that. So good, she did.
Wow.
Okay,
I know.
so that was the only other thing, Evan,
Yeah,
was it?
I just want to make a note. I don't have to say much about it, but just I did include some of the open meeting, just basics, just
Yes,
because it applies to all our boards and it's something that I want you guys to definitely be informed on
yes.
when we're telling any member that they can't do something or something that violates NC open meeting laws. We are going off general statutes and we're just trying to help you guys.
Yes, and
Follow
thank
the
you for
law.
bringing that to our attention because, we were just trying to make sure, because
Mhm.
we're getting such a late start, that everybody was going to be
Right.
on board, because I know
Yeah.
Miss Noel was saying she couldn't possibly be there. Miss
Mhm.
Bernadette is going to be, not going to be able to be there, but when we changed the time, things kind of settled down a little
Mhm.
bit. So
Yeah.
now we have 3 participants. So, but thank you so much. That
Mhm.
is very important and we
Yes.
appreciate that.
But that was all. And updates, I don't think I have anything. other
Anybody
than-
else have anything else?
Like Cameron was telling you guys, there may be, by next time we meet, that this board only officially has 5 members. We'll see how it goes in front of council, but other than that, I don't think there's any.
I do have a question
Mhm.
about official meetings and whatnot. So if we are not here in this building and we're out and we're discussing something, can we do an electronic vote or not? Like if we all said, say about this, the seniors, could we put it out there? Is everybody in agreement or no?
The open meeting laws are there to make sure that we're conducting meetings in a way that's accessible to the public.
Sure.
So a meeting with you guys and then almost like a closed electronic vote over whatever app or system you guys are using. I think that maybe would probably be, I'm not a lawyer, but I think that that'd probably go against the spirit of it.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Okay.
thinking
I
also.
mean, you can have electronic communication, but it'd be like a Zoom call that we have posted on the Graham website that people can click in and
Okay.
watch.
Okay,
But, I
so
mean,
in case of emergency, we could do that for a vote or something, but otherwise it
Sure.
wouldn't be, we
It would
would
be
have to
posted.
wait till the next
Mhm.
meeting.
It would be
to
posted
present.
publicly, yeah.
Okay.
Because I mean, of course, during COVID, I'm sure that was a lot.
Okay.
public.
All right, very good. Now, is that amongst all of us or just one, two?
Please say,
I
Mr.
think the main thing to say here is any business of this board has to be done in a public setting.
Yeah.
And that is what the statute states.
And
End of
usually
the
we
day,
have to
that's
give
it.
some type of
Advance
notice.
notice
Notification.
of that.
Mhm.
Has been an advance notice.
Okay,
Yeah.
just clarify.
So even the Zoom aspect is very gray and vague when it comes to wording of like the NCFB policy. It's a lot easier to just get in here and
Mhm.
have it advertised online through the Zoom and YouTube stuff, but you know, I think ultimately needs to be held in a public setting where people can come in.
Gotcha.
Because even if we did it on Zoom, people couldn't really talk personally
Mhm.
if they had anything to say.
Okay,
I mean, how I understand it is, you and I can have a conversation on the street about, I think this would be a good idea. We cannot make a decision on behalf of this board outside of a public meeting. So that,
But if I joined that conversation,
well, then we have three as a majority and we
and then you
created a
couldn't
quorum.
do it,
We
yeah.
can't make
Can't
So
do
just
that.
being clear, yeah, yeah, so
Okay.
yeah, the two of us or
Yes.
whatever, but then when another one comes,
The
then
best
that's,
thing to do in the future is if you have an idea or a collective of you have an idea, to not send it amongst each other. Someone individually send it to Evan where he can put it on the agenda for an open meeting discussion like we're here tonight.
that's the
Very
way to do
good,
it.
yes.
Okay, very
Cross
good.
Communication. Now, if it's one or two people, y'all have a good idea and y'all been talking about it,
mhm,
then y'all two can bring it to Evan.
Mhm.
yes.
But if it's all four of y'all that has a collective idea or thought,
Mhm.
it's a little bit weirder in that sense, but it still needs to be voted on in an open setting.
Okay.
So
Okay, very
trying to
good,
keep it to as minimum as
Right.
possible.
yes, okay.
Gotcha, thank you for
Yeah.
clarifying.
Yeah, we don't want you guys not to ever talk, but you.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to, yes,
Yes.
understand.
Okay.
Okay,
So yeah, that's all I have on that.
Well,
excellent.
I want to say that, Ms. Purcell, we know that you have, other plans, other endeavors in front of you. I know that the city council, our liaison, had made mention that she was going to try to see whether or not by you moving out of the
Mhm.
city, but still being in the county,
Mhm.
would affect you being a member on this board. So we haven't heard word back, but if your interest is still to serve, as soon as we do know, we definitely would love to have you back if you're interested. So it's still out. We have not
And I
heard.
still own property here, so I'm
Still
still
own
officially
property here.
resident of
You-
Graham,
You're
yeah.
still a resident,
Yeah.
and you're still in Alamance County. You're not in Orange County now.
No, we're in
You're
Alamance.
still in
The
Alamance.
other home is in
Even with
Alamance.
the other
yeah.
home, yeah. So that's what we were trying to go off of, just saying, does it have to be city limits or can you be within the county? So I haven't heard back from that, but we're definitely working on it.
Okay.
Love having you around, so.
And one more, I went to the meeting last month and asked to have the numbers cut down, okay? They did make mention there was 2 or 3 applications that they were looking at.
Okay.
So hopefully they will get those pushed through and get them on board for us.
Mhm.
And, so, everything,
And I do believe also we still have $1,000. We were talking to Jennifer about doing, I guess we can only do decorations still at this point with that money.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty much
Okay.
y'all made the request to city council as we discussed in one of the meetings, so.
now
Okay,
Bernadette, when
good.
you went to the meeting, did you ask the specific question? What are
No, we
considered
did not.
decorations?
No, that was just about the members, trying to get the,
And that was that wasn't even on an agenda item. That was a
Exactly.
public comment.
Mm,
so they're putting it on this.
okay.
I did want to let y'all know, had told you I was going to reach out to last year's sponsor where we had a couple of gift certificates left. But we can't use those. They're actually shutting down their storefront.
Oh, no.
So, but you guys.
But
did-
we have plenty.
Yeah, we have prizes for everyone, but I
And-
did want to follow up about the gift certificates that they're no
Thank
longer
you.
valid.
And I do have some other inquiries that were made prior to confirmation of us getting the ones that we do have. So what I've told Brandy was that if they do come through with them, I'll just hand them in to Brandy. And then we could possibly use them for next year. We were looking for more, advance more, mature gifts, than what we had received. So the, museum, is working on submitting something to us, but they haven't yet. But she did make a follow-up call, say, yeah, you guys came up, we are still working on it. You know, here's a couple of ideas and, for more mature gifts for the high school students, if we get any entries this year. So we may have to swap some of them out. Brandon can make that decision if we all agree, and then she can take some of from two that we've already collected and maybe use those
Sure.
for more mature, because the ones we have so far, I don't think they're too attractive to high school. You know, so, but we'll have something for high school if we get the entries.
Okay, well, everyone has a prize right now.
Yeah, and then we
but-
have the rock hunt going. It's already started, right, today?
Just started
Start
today. We've
today.
had, 2 found.
Okay, yeah,
Exciting.
that's exciting. But they get their gifts all at one time, at the end of the rock hunt, or do they get them as they find them?
I usually reach out to them and let them know they can pick up.
When they
um,
find, oh,
mhm.
good, don't have to wait. Okay, anything else, anybody?
City,
I
no?
think we're good.
All right, motion.
Okay, well then, if there's nothing else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, everybody.
So we will have a meeting next month.
Yes.
I think I can shed some light on the whole